YouTube again. This is Speak on this YouTube channel. This is your brother Speak, aka BJS, aka just a normal guy on YouTube. I was on a panel earlier this morning with Mr. Research, Future Society of Gentlemen, Rainey Roman, and Jonathan Phillips. It was a great discussion. Talked about different topics. I will put that link in the description of the video, of this video. I come in at the 1 hour 51 mark. 1 hour 51 minute mark. So if you want to listen to this great voice you're listening to, you have to wait to that. Or just listen to the whole video, because it's a great video. Mr. Research always has great panels, and he lets everybody speak, and everybody's intelligent. Nobody's on some shout people down, disagreement, roasting people, and all kinds of stuff. So go look at that video. I'm gonna have it in the description. Go look at that. Listen to the whole thing. If you want to just listen, like I said, I'm at the 1 hour 51 minute mark. That's when I come in. But one of the topics that came about is there was a guy in the chat was talking about ideology and leadership. The guy was saying that we have to have ideology. And Mr. Research was saying, well, you have to have a leader. What I've been seeing on YouTube is that a lot of people have a lot of ideologies, but no leadership to follow through. We have the manosphere, and the black manosphere, but we don't have a actual leader of the manosphere. It's whoever comes in, they do their thing. Now, in theory, that's good. But when it's time to take it to the next level, you have to have a leader. Because what we have right now, you have a lot of people coming in saying stuff that are counterproductive to the message of the manosphere. If there is a message, because I'm still trying to figure out what was the message of the manosphere. What is the tenet? What is the goals of the manosphere? And that's why you need a leader. A leader sets the tone for the group. Because if you don't have a leader, then there's no rules. If there's no rules, then anything goes. And unfortunately for the manosphere, why a lot of people are splitting off is because there are no rules. You just let anybody in. You have all these panels, but you have people in there that anti-male, and they're on the panel. Anti-male sentiments. You're having guys that will come around, call you fuck boys, weak, incel, all this stuff, and nobody checks them. Nobody say, hey, listen, dude, you gotta get out this panel. And I'm talking about dudes, don't even get me started on the women. So when you have that going on, it really it doesn't vote well for the manosphere. Now, the example I gave, panel with Mr. Research, I gave the example of Vince McMahon in the WWE. WWE, even with how shitty the programming is, they're still profitable. They're still expanding. Like Mr. Research said, Vince is going to have the XFL again in 2020. Meanwhile, you have the daughter, Stephanie McMahon, is running the basic operations. You have Triple H, the son-in-law. He's running NXT. Now NXT is on USA Network. And really expanding. They're getting all independent wrestlers to come over there. Which ultimately feeds into bringing them to the main roster. Now, whether they be successful or not, that's debatable. But at least they have the system going so that when Vince McMahon eventually kicks the bucket, the system keeps going. It can evolve. You have WWE movies. You have the WWE network itself. So many things are going on in the WWE that they continuously gain profits. Despite that the Raw ratings are going are low. And despite the SmackDown ratings are low. Alright. So when we talk about this ideology, well, the problem with black people, we have a bunch of ideologies, and they're clashing with each other. And that because they're clashing with each other, because many of these ideologies don't have a leader with them. There's different groups talking stuff, but they're clashing with each other because we don't have a code. We don't have a leader in each of to say, hey, hold up, look, we may not agree with this group right here, but we're not going to go over there and bash. We're not going to deal with them like that. That's their group. If we can work together, we can work together. If we don't, we don't. You got pro-black tube who going to different panels bashing other black people because they don't agree with their tenets. You have a black male bashing other black males because they do not want to deal with difficult black females. They would rather either deal with cooperative black females or they just deal with no black females. You got a black male calling other black males pedophiles because they want to deal with younger women. Now, they never said somebody 16, 15, 13, which to me, that's a pedophile. You're dealing with someone who's a little child. No, you call them pedophiles because they want to deal with an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. Which is, by the way, hell, even the consent. Now, I'm not saying that's bright. That's a bright idea to deal with a 16-year-old. But it's legal. And because of that, you're calling them pedophiles. That's insane to me. And you want these people to come back to your community. You got other educated black men dissing black men who haven't had the same experiences, calling them slow, beta, all kinds of stuff, because they are happy with the black women that they have, or they're anti-marriage, and so you call a man that is married or wants to get married a simp, a beta, an idiot. What kind of sense does this make if we're trying? That's why we don't have leadership. We need leadership. So that the anti-marriage group can just say, hey, this is what you need to do. If they want to get married, let them be married. Who gives a worse behind? Who cares? if you got black men that they love the hood, they want to help the hood, that's fine. Let them do what they do. We're not gonna shit on them. If we can give some assistance to them, let's do that. But because we want to be right, and we have such a venomous hatred towards each other, we're constantly at each other's throats. We go on panels calling each other idiots, morons, just anything that's anti-black. Now, do I agree with everything like the pro-blacks say? No, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with putting all the emphasis on white supremacy. I personally put some of the blame on our own people, because our own people do some of the dumbest shit, and then want to blame the white man. Not saying the white man haven't done stuff to us in the past and continually do that, but at the same time, you gotta have some accountability for yourself. Same with a lot of these black females. You got a lot of black females bashing men, saying how their dogs, they don't take care of their kids, but you still have these same type of females sleeping with those same type of dudes. And when you tell them, hey, why are you picking these type of dudes? Oh, you're just not strong enough for me. You were lame. You this. Well, why don't you go find if you're tired of the fuck boys, the dudes that don't want to take care of kids and don't want to get married, why don't you look for the guys who do? Well, they boring. Oh, some of them are arrogant. They uncompromising. They give an excuse. You can't have ideologies without a leader. I'm sorry. That's just that don't work. Where they do that at? And when you have a leader, you have a code. Black people don't have a code. It's whatever it is, especially on YouTube. I'm right, you're wrong, and if you don't agree with what I say, you're an idiot, you're a moron, you're a pedophile, you're an incel, you're this, and this. You don't want to deal with black women, you're a race traitor. You hate yourself. Which, to me, is just ridiculous. So if we're going to get this black community to where it needs to be, the name calling needs to stop. The I'm right and you're wrong stuff has got to stop. All that stuff got to stop. And we got to focus on, look, I may not agree with what you're doing, but if it's helping black folks, I'm going to stay out your way. Hey, brother, you want to help the community, you want to stay in the community and help from within, I don't think it's a wise idea. But that's what you want to do. I'm going to stay out your way. But if you need my help, there's nothing wrong with offering help if they come with sincerity. And that's how we get a community together. It's not about agreeing with everything. It's not about, hey, we follow one ideology, because one way ain't always the best way. There's several ways to attack a situation. But if we just agree, hey, if each other need help, we help, that would benefit us. And stop blasting each other, stop insulting each other on these panels. Instead of that, hey, how did you do that? How did you in that white field succeed and have a successful business? How do you do that? Hey, my brother, hey, you deal with these females. How do you deal with them? How can I go in that community and thrive there? That's what we should be doing, instead of this name bashing and everything else. It's counterproductive. Apart. And again, the great separation, well, it's already here, but the gap is getting wider and wider and wider each day. And pretty soon, we're just going to be totally separate people. And when the real catastrophe comes, we're going to be very vulnerable. So, that's it. I just wanted to speak on that. This is your brother Speak, aka BJS, with the Speak on This YouTube channel. You have a good day.